All right, hello, 8th grade. So yesterday we started talking about the inner planets in more detail, and we were using this PowerPoint that I uploaded to your assignment. So today we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to finish talking about that PowerPoint, and then today you have a graded exit ticket that is on the inner planets. So once you go through, you watch the video today, and you go, if you want to, you can go look through that PowerPoint and review what I've been saying about the inner planets. And then once you're ready, there's a link in your assignment to go to the graded exit ticket. And then once you do that, you turn in your attendance and you are all done for today. So yesterday we went through slides 1 through 12. So we learned about the moon and Earth, Venus, Mercury. So we left off talking on the moon. Now, today we're going to talk about Mars. So if you're looking at the PowerPoint, there's slide 12 has a picture of Mars, and then slide 13 has some more information about it. So Mars is the 4th planet from the Sun. The rocks and soil that cover most of Mars contain a mineral called iron oxide. And this mineral is reddish-brown in color. It's the same material that makes up rust. So if you notice when something gets rusty, it gets like a reddish tint on it. That's because of iron oxide, and that's the reason that Mars looks red, because most of the rocks that make up Mars contain this iron oxide. And that's also how Mars got its nickname, the Red Planet. So if we're comparing Earth and Mars, Earth's average distance from the Sun is about 93 million miles. Mars is about 141.5 million miles away. The diameter of Earth is 12,700 kilometers. The diameter of Mars is about 6,000 kilometers, so Mars is much smaller, about half the size of Earth. The length of a day on Earth, measured in Earth time, is 24 hours, so a day on Earth is 24 hours. A day on Mars is about 24.6 hours, so days are pretty close in time on Mars and Earth. The length of a year on Earth is 365 days, and the length of a year on Mars is about 687 days. So a year on Mars is about twice as long, but the day is pretty close in time. So still 24.5 hours, they get one extra half hour in the day than we do, and the year is twice as long if you were able to live on Mars. The average surface temperature on Earth, 59 degrees. The average surface temperature on Mars is negative 81 degrees Fahrenheit, so really, really cold. The average, or the amount of moons on Earth has 1 moon, Mars has 2 moons. A person who's 100 pounds on Earth will weigh 100 pounds on Earth, and they'll weigh 38 pounds on Mars, because Mars is much smaller. So someone that weighs 100 pounds on Earth is going to be 62 pounds lighter on Mars, because Mars is smaller, so that means the force of gravity is less, which means that you would weigh less on Mars, because remember, gravity determines how much you weigh. And the average surface temperature is so much lower. It's like considerably lower on Mars than it is on Earth, because Mars is a lot farther away from the sun. So Mars is going to get much less solar radiation. It's going to be a lot colder than Earth is, because it's a lot farther away from the sun. So these 4 inner planets, Mercury, Earth, Venus, Mars, we're going to go through some questions about them. It says quiz time, but these are just, some questions. You might see a couple of these questions on your quiz, or similar questions to this, so it's important to pay attention to these. So our first one says, this planet has an atmosphere made of thick, swirling clouds, and it has a picture of Earth and a picture of Mercury. So the planet with thick, swirling clouds, that's going to be Earth. You can see those clouds every day. On Earth, from the atmosphere, you can still see those, or from space, if you were looking to take a picture of Earth, you can still see those swirling clouds moving around the Earth all across the planet. Our next question says, this planet is closest to the sun, and our options are Earth, Mercury, or Mars. Remember, our closest planet to the sun is Mercury. Our next question says, this is the fourth planet from the Sun. The options are Earth, Venus, and Mars. Mars is our fourth planet from the Sun. And then our very last question on this PowerPoint says, this is the largest of the inner planets. And we have Earth, Venus, and Mercury. So the largest of our inner planets is Earth. Earth is the largest rocky planet in our solar system. Venus is very close in size to Earth, but it's a little bit smaller. So Earth is the largest of our inner planets. It's the only planet in our solar system that has life because it's where we're living. The largest rocky planet. So you have a graded exit ticket on the inner planets. So you can go and look at this PowerPoint, review over it again, see if you want to take extra notes or whatever, depending on how you feel about it. Then you can follow the link to go do your graded exit ticket and then turn in your attendance, and you are good to go for today. If you haven't turned in your web quest, you need to do that as soon as possible so I can get those grades added in, because that is your biggest grade so far for quarter 4, and you don't want that to be a bad grade because that's going to really bring you down for this quarter, and you want to start out as strong as you can for quarter 4. Let me know if you have any questions about anything, and once you do your graded exit ticket and you turn in your attendance, you are all good to go for today. Bye.